Chapter 5. Addendum to Practical Section. The only additions to the existing practical section are additions to Level 5. Nothing already written in the practical section is changed in any way. Do the practical exactly as given in the existing practical section. Level 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Continue on Level 5 with the TROM package while it continues to produce change. Never, repeat, never, leave this package for a junior package while it is still producing change. You may never have to leave it, and it will take you all the way. It is the only package that can do this. If running the TROM package on Level 5 never produces any change, then one of the following is happening. 1. You aren't running it properly. Check your instructions. 2. Levels 1, 2, 3 or 4 are not properly run. Go through them all once more from the beginning and complete. Then return to Level 5. The basic package, when correctly run, as per Level 5, by a being who is ready and properly prepared to run it, that is Levels 1, 2, 3 and 4 run until no more change, will always produce some change. It is usually considerable. There is no exception to this rule. If the being is in this universe, and is ready for Level 5, then Level 5 run on the TROM package will always produce change when first addressed. The reason for this is because no matter what goals the person is functioning on in life, these goals must contain some conviction component associated with them. Conviction is enforced knowing this, and so the TROM package will mop up this charge. The primary error on Level 5 is to abandon the TROM package because it has never produced any change, and go ransacking amongst junior packages like a shopper looking for bargains at a sale. None of the junior packages will aid you in the slightest until you can make the basic package run for you. The fault is not in the significance of the basic package, it lies in the fact that either you are not yet up to doing Level 5, or you are not running it properly. Get the basic package running. Stay with it as long as it continues to produce change. Only when the basic package is running, are junior packages runnable. To do Level 5 any other way is the royal road to making a cod case out of yourself. You are already playing with dynamite, so don't push your luck too far. If the TROM package ceases to produce change, after having produced change, then select another life goal that interests you. Interest is always the keynote that determines the selection of a junior package. It takes precedence over all other types of assessment. If a goal is of no interest to you, then don't waste time addressing it, for it will not help you. Later you may become intensely interested in this goal. Then is the time to address it. Preference should be given early on to the tested list of junior life goals given in the theory section. It's a very comprehensive list, and one or other of these are usually of considerable interest to most beings. This list also has the advantage of having been tested and proven out as life goals. There is really no need to ever look outside this list, but you are, of course, entirely free to do so. However, the following rule must be observed. Always look up the meaning of a goal in a good dictionary before addressing that goal. The reason for this is obvious. If you have an offbeat understanding of the meaning of the word, you can very easily turn a good life goal package into an intensely destructive non-life goal package. For example, if you believe that to control means to hit over the head with a hammer, then you should order your coffin and have it ready before you address the to control package. The meanings of the list of junior life goals given in the theory section are as per the Oxford English Dictionary. They are only life goals when defined as such. Next, formulate your junior goal into a package. I have given you the complementary and opposition goals for the tested list, and they are correct. When doing it for other goals, take great care. First, thoroughly ensure that the goal is a life goal. Does it in any way oppose the goal to be known? If it does, it's a non-life goal and cannot be used. The rule here is, when in doubt, don't play with the goal as a therapeutic tool. It's far better to be safe than sorry, for we have no shortage of tested life goals for you to address. Many goals at first glance appear to be life goals, but further examination reveals them to be non-life goals. Check the opposite, not the opposition, of the goal. Is that a life goal? If it is, then the goal you have in mind is very probably a non-life goal. But the basic test is always, does the proposed goal in any way oppose life's basic urge in the universe, to be, to exist, to be known? Does it prevent others from being, from expressing themselves? Does it help others? Does it enhance others? If it passes all of this test, it is probably a life goal, and is usable. But you still won't be certain until you've tested it. Next, is the proposed goal within one of the tested goals listed? Or is it a synonym for one of these goals? For example, to possess is a life goal, but it's a synonym for to own. Use the to own package, which has been tested. For example, to grow. This is a life goal, but it is a system of creating. Run the to create package. For example, to survive. This is a life goal, but it's an expression of to be known. Run the basic package. Having selected your junior goal, formulate it into a package. Ensure that the complementary legs are indeed complementary, and that the opposing legs are exact oppositions. To complement means to complete. Thus, a complementary goal completes or fulfills its twin. It's always an exact fulfillment, never approximate. If the fulfillment is not exact, you are cross-packaging, and the package will never erase. Check it out thoroughly with a good dictionary before proceeding, unless you like to spend 6 months grinding away at an unerasable package. Cross-packaging is very dull, particularly when it can be so easily avoided before you start. Cross-packaging may be good business for psychoanalysts, but it's a curse for anyone who wants to get anywhere. The anatomy of a goals package can be very precisely stated. A. Let the goal be denoted by X. B. Let the complementary goal of X be denoted by Y. C. Then the opposition goal to X is parenthesis, 1 minus Y, end parenthesis, the negative of Y. D. Then the opposition goal to Y is parenthesis, 1 minus X, end parenthesis, the negative of X. The universe of the goals package is given by xy plus x parenthesis 1 minus y, end parenthesis, plus y parenthesis 1 minus x, end parenthesis, plus parenthesis 1 minus x 1 minus y, end parenthesis, equals 1. Unless any restrictions are added, the universe of the goals package is coextensive with the real universe. Logic is the science of reason. I only mention it here because of the fact that, as games become progressively more compulsive with a being, his behavior becomes progressively more illogical. Also, his regard for the subject of logic itself steadily lessens, until he eventually considers the subject to be both useless and incomprehensible. Thus, a person in a highly charged games condition will have a terrible time trying to study logic. He will endlessly burn the midnight oil trying to grasp even its most fundamental axioms, then, failing, will refute the whole subject. Yet such a person, once relieved of the compulsion to play games, will naturally lead his life in a logical manner, quite independently of any cognizance of the subject of logic itself. Then, once again discovering the subject of logic, will find it to be a very simple and obvious subject, and may even wonder why so many other people find it both awesome and incomprehensible. It's entirely a matter of the compulsion to play games. You see, games are not reasonable. They are fun, but they are not reasonable. So as they become more and more compulsive, the subject of reason itself becomes more and more alien to the being. Thus, this is also the entire subject of insanity. The rule of thumb about the opposite, not the opposition, of a non-life goal being a life goal is not invariable, and will sometimes let you down. Some goals and their generally accepted opposites will both be found to be non-life goals. This is true of the whole class of goals which arbitrarily compartmentalize things, that is, goals which divide life into arbitrary classes. For example, to be within, and to be without. To be for and to be against. These classes are not natural classes, and only stem from games play. Thus, both the goal and its opposite are restrictive upon life, and are opposed to the full expression of the to-be-known leg of the basic package. The compulsive games player is always trying to convince you that you must either be for him, or against him. This is not a complete statement of the choices, or options, that are available to you, for you can also be both for him and against him, or neither for him nor against him. The fact that he cannot grasp this reasoning is only indicative of his compulsion to play games, and in no way limits your full freedom of choice in the matter. Thus, all goals which arbitrarily compartmentalize life, are non-life goals. There are many of them, and when searching for junior packages it's very easy to inadvertently fall foul of this class of goal. But you'll know all about it as soon as you try and run the package. You find yourself on a very slippery slope that leads to the graveyard. Having formulated your life goal package, you run the package exactly as you would run the to-know package. And I mean exactly. No variations whatsoever are allowable, not by me, but by the fundamental nature of this universe. And that means all the extras, like repair of importances as indicated. Everything you know about running the basic package also applies to the running of junior packages. You take the whole technology, en bloc, and apply it to the junior package. Junior packages won't come apart if addressed in any other manner. I know, because I've tested all possible variations, and the only way junior packages come apart is when addressed in the same manner as the basic package. You enter the package at the same point, and you leave it at the same point as you do the basic package. That's it. One of the following will occur. A. The package is nulling. Good. Keep on with it and shoot for erasure. Never leave a package which is nulling, and therefore producing change. B. The package erases. The effect here is the complete vanishment of the package. All the conflict, charge, between the legs of the package vanishes. The package is now strictly ho-hum. Get off it. Don't overrun it hunting around for charge that is no longer there. That is just being dull. Leave it at the point of erasure. When they erase you always know it. There's never any doubt. It's gone. You can wave that one goodbye forever. You couldn't even put the charge back into the package if you tried. Go back to the basic package. C. The nulled package stops producing change without erasing. Good. Get off it and go back to the basic package. There's no more benefit to be gained by you at this time by further address to the package. Don't worry, it will come out in the wash. You've done all you can do at this stage with that package. The chances are that it will now erase of its own accord while you are addressing the basic package. Never grind away at an unerasing package. D. The package suddenly collapses upon the realization that it's really within the basic package. Good. Get off it. It's now a dead package. Go back to the basic package. All the residual charge on this junior package has now transferred to the basic package, where it truly belongs. Never play with collapsed packages. It's a complete waste of time. E. The package doesn't know. It just grinds on forever, never producing any change, never doing anything at all. You are cross-packaged. Check your package legs. Get out your dictionary. If you can't spot the cross-packaging, and therefore cannot make the package null, then get off it and return to the basic package. Never waste time with crossed-up packages. Your whole mind is a vast crossed-up package, which is why you are holding it in suspension trying to figure it out. Crossed-up packages can never erase. They just sit there forever all crossed up. Go and give the package to a psychoanalyst. They love them, and spend their whole lives playing with them. F. The package is slowly killing you. The birds are no longer singing in the trees. Life seems to get more and more solid and desperate. Your space starts to cave in on you. You see brawny men in little white jackets observing you furtively from around corners. Your body feels as if it's about ready to step into a coffin, if you had the energy to go and find one. No, it's not a vitamin deficiency that ails you. You have found yourself a non-life package. Get off it now. Get back onto the basic package and start repairing the ravages. Don't feel embarrassed about it, for it happens to the best of us who walk this path. The only good thing about running a non-life goals package is that it instills a healthy caution about goals packages in general, and you rarely make the same mistake twice. If it weren't so intensely non-therapeutic, I'd recommend it as an integral part of any being's education in this subject. G. The package is very heavy, and knocks you about badly as you work with it. Yet the package is slowly nulling. You've found yourself a hot package. If at all possible, stay with it until no more change, then return to the basic package. But if you do have to abandon it because it's too heavy, you must be prepared to return to it one day, and null it. You'll never be entirely free of it until you do so. It will stick in your craw as a failure until you finally lick it. There's never any difficulty in differentiating between a heavy package and a non-life package. The non-life package is insidiously destructive. Its bad effects are slow and progressive, never startlingly painful. The heavy package will hit you, bang, as soon as you address it. Your whole mind can light up like a pinball machine, with energy flying all over the place. You can feel like a twig in a storm. It's strictly wee-yee. Yet as soon as you return to the basic package, the fireworks are rapidly mopped up, and all is quiet once more. We can see then, that whatever the outcome of working with a junior package, the next step is always to return to the basic package and renull it. Why? Because any address to a junior package changes the breadth of your understanding of the subject of knowing, and thus permits more charge to be nulled from the basic packages. The basic package also has this quality: it has the power to straighten out any difficulties you encounter with junior packages. It is the only goals package that possesses this quality. Remember this, for it may save your life one day. It saved mind in the early days of researching junior packages, when I fell foul of a non-life package. This is one of the reasons why you have to null the to-know package before addressing junior packages. Until the basic package has been nulled, and you realize its potential, you are adrift in a vast sea of significances called life. The to-know package is always your life raft, something you can return to and get things straightened out once more. It will never fail you. One certain way to come a nasty cropper. Note: come to a nasty cropper means to make a major mistake and suffer mightily for it. End note. One certain way to come a nasty cropper on the subject of goals packages is to ignore the basic package completely, and start wandering around the junior packages, a nibble here, a bite there. Such a dilettante attitude would show a profound ignorance of the nature of the mind in general, and of the basic law of this universe in particular. And the person could easily pay for it, with their life, or their sanity. When we are addressing goals packages, we are addressing the very stuff of which the mind is composed, the very building blocks of sanity itself. To treat them with less than the respect they deserve is to only court the disaster that will inevitably follow. Any person reading this who, without addressing levels 1, 2, 3 and 4, and thoroughly nulling them, proceeded to compose and address junior packages at level 5, is best advised to do so while sitting in a padded cell wearing a straitjacket. For that is precisely where he belongs, and where he will most certainly stay. I mean it. We are not playing patty cake here at level 5, and particularly level 5 of the junior packages. The whole subject is booby-trapped, and full of yawning chasms for the unwary. Until you get that basic package running for you, and you won't until levels 1, 2, 3 and 4 have been properly nulled, I can assure you that you are a lamb going to the slaughter when you start playing with junior packages at level 5. Yet once you have that basic package running for you, and you have nulled it as far as you possibly can, you can pick your way through the minefield of the junior packages with relative impunity, for you always have the basic package to fall back on and straighten things out once more for you. Oh, you'll get your feathers singed and your fur ruffled more than once en route. That is inevitable. But you'll get there. Which is something you'll never do without the basic package running for you. I trust you get the message. I kid thee not. And there's nothing in it for me to be less than totally honest with you. The only reason we ever run a junior package is to permit the basic package to be once more run gainfully. Dispel any ideas you may have that there are any hidden secrets of life deeply buried amongst the junior packages, only awaiting your arrival with the key to unlock them. There's nothing in any of them which isn't also in the basic package. But you don't believe this. So you'll have to address junior packages in order to find out that it is so. If you knew this, the basic package would never go null on you, and you would never have to run a junior package. These junior significances only got into life as the result of games play. Later they became importances in their own right. To some they have become all of life. Once this stage is reached, the junior significance has to be addressed in its own right before the person can again realize that it always was a part of the basic package all along. So after addressing a junior package, your next step is always to return to the basic package. And there you stay as long as the basic package continues to produce change. If it once again goes null, then select another junior package that interests you and repeat the procedure I've indicated. Then whatever the outcome, back you go to the basic package once more. There's no need to knock yourself about unnecessarily trying to null hot junior packages. There's no medals being given out for bravery in the face of the opposition legs of a goals package. If it's a mite too hot to handle right now, then leave it and return to the basic package. Just note that junior package down for future reference, that is all. Then one day when you are feeling real chirpy, you can nip in and erase or collapse that troublesome junior package once and for all. As you progress along the route as given, you will find yourself more and more working with the basic package, until eventually the merest sniff at a junior package is sufficient to erase or collapse it. After this you have to stay on the 2.0 package, simply because it's the only package that does anything for you. As this is the basic package, this is exactly how it should be. If anyone had asked you what the basic package was at the time you came into this universe, you would have thought him a little bit mad to be asking such a ridiculously simple question. It's obviously 2.0. Why, the basic law of this universe clearly states that the subject of junior packages is complete in therapy when, and only when, the being is utterly certain that any purpose in life is a method of achieving one or other of the legs of the basic package. This is not merely an intellectual certainty, something which I tell you, and you believe because my reasoning seems sound. It is something you must discover for yourself. The only way to discover this is to run junior packages. Then you will know it is true. Then and only then will you be free of the junior packages. When the job is done you'll know that the 2.0 package is basic. Until the job is done you'll still have lingering doubts in the matter, and these doubts will halt your progress right there. The junior packages have an entrapping influence in their own right, quite independently of any games you may play with them, simply because they are junior packages, and not basic. The only way out of the entrapping influence of the junior packages is through them. You came in this way, and you go out in the reverse way that you came in. Then you will see them for what they are, methods of knowing, not knowing, making known and making not known. They are methods, or systems, of knowing, brought into existence by reason of games play within the legs of the basic package. Once free of them you'll never need to address them again in therapy. From that point onwards you'll only work with the basic package, for there is nothing else left with which you can work. Undoubtedly, for many beings, the erasure or collapsing of the junior packages will be the most difficult part of level 5. It's entirely a matter of how much you have convinced yourself and others that there is more to life in this universe than the subject of knowing. There isn't, and so you will have to take these lies apart. The doing so is all the strife you will encounter on the subject of junior packages in therapy. But once this has been done the rest is easy. All the booby traps and minefields are on this subject of junior packages. Once free of them, the rest is good roads and good weather. Clearly, the time has come for us to subdivide level 5. 5A. The nulling of the 2.0 package. One only leaves this step if the basic package ceases to produce change. It may never cease to produce change, in which case one stays on 5A until the basic package erases. This will be true for a percentage of beings who do these exercises. 5B. The erasure or collapsing of junior packages. The whole purpose here is to address junior packages with a view to collapsing or erasing them. There is no other purpose. While junior packages are alive in their own right, the basic package may be inhibited from erasing. This step is complete when all junior packages have either been collapsed or erased. The non-life packages, being within the life packages, will also collapse or erase. When this has been accomplished, the basic package may now run to erasure. If it again goes null and ceases to produce change before erasure occurs, it can only mean that the being is trapped within some junior universe that is inhibiting the erasure of the basic package. So step 5C is indicated. 5C. The erasure of junior universes. A junior universe is a universe that is totally within the physical universe. All junior universes are coextensive with the physical universe. All junior universes are within the 2-no basic goals package. Examples of junior universes are cats, kings and cold heavers. Any class of identities or objects are within the class of junior universes. All junior goals packages, whether life or non-life, are within the class of junior universes. It is necessary to clearly grasp at the outset that any junior universe is coextensive with the physical universe. The physical universe can be divided into any concept, object, and its absence. Thus, the sum of the class of cats and the class of non-cats is coextensive with the physical universe. The physical universe does not consist of cats, non-cats, and sundry other things. It only consists of cats and non-cats. A being playing games with cats can be bothered by cats, or be bothered by the absence of cats, the presence of non-cats. While we consider the class of a junior universe to be coextensive with the physical universe, it is possible to erase, vanish its influence upon the being, and return to the being his full freedom of choice regarding the junior universe. While not so considered, it is not possible to erase junior universes. For example, cats are a part of the physical universe, but the class of cats and non-cats is coextensive with the physical universe. As we cannot erase cats from the mind without also addressing and erasing the subject of non-cats from the mind, we are bound to address the whole junior universe of cats, which is coextensive with the physical universe. Reread this until you fully grasp it, for it is vital to an understanding of what we are doing at step 5C. It is not practical to address the subject of junior universes until the subject of junior goals packages has been resolved. Step 5B. This is because the address to junior universes triggers junior goals packages which, while alive in their own right, inhibit the action of the basic package. An example will clarify this. A possible junior universe is that of a controller. Clearly, a controller controls. While the two control packages still unerased or uncollapsed, the junior universe of a controller will not be amenable to an address by the 2-no package. The first step is to collapse or erase the two control package. Then, and only then, can the junior universe of a controller be successfully erased by the basic package. The junior universe of a controller cannot be cleanly erased by use of the two-control package, for the two-control package is itself a junior package, and is totally within the basic package. A junior universe may utilize many junior goals, until these have been either collapsed or erased at step 5B. The junior universe is clearly not amenable to an address by the basic package. To address junior universes while junior goals packages are still alive in their own right is therefore futile. The being rapidly drowns in a sea of unresolved junior goals packages, and gets nowhere. However, once this matter of junior goals packages has been resolved, the junior universes will be found to erase cleanly when addressed as a part of the basic package. You will recall my injunction in the earlier practical section regarding the putting up, creation of specific effects at level 5, now level 5A. I was aware then that there was something inhibiting the indiscriminate use of the basic package regarding specific effects, but hadn't clearly isolated the factors involved. The inhibiting factor was junior goals packages. This has now been overcome at step 5b, so at step 5c we are free to use the basic package as broadly or narrowly as we desire. The being becomes trapped in junior universes as the result of games play. It's exactly the same mechanism that entraps him in the physical universe itself. When we examine the basic package regarding an effect, we see it goes from the knowing creation of the effect down to the enforced knowing of that effect. Just how much can a being be forced to know an effect? He can become the effect. This is not the being consciously deciding to be something, but being forced to be that thing against his choice. For example, one can injudiciously play games with bodies until one is forced to be a body, and has totally lost one's freedom of choice to not be a body. This is also true of inanimate objects and other life forms. Many a compulsive fisherman ends up with a remarkable physical resemblance to his quarry, and is found to be totally within the universe of a fish, complete with the open and closing mouth. So the being, by reason of compulsive games play, ends up unknowingly trapped within the masses and spaces with which he plays. He is now totally within a junior universe which itself is totally within the physical universe. And, as entrapment proceeds, this process continues forever. The being, now trapped within a junior universe, plays games in that universe, and in turn eventually becomes trapped in junior universes within the junior universe. The fisherman first becomes a fish, then becomes a dead fish. Dead fish are within the universe of fish. Thus, individuation progresses, and the being becomes progressively more compartmentalized. Is there no limit? No. One either plays games in this universe while cognizant of one's basic spiritual nature and the basic law of the universe, or one becomes more and more trapped within the universe. The easiest way to become trapped in any game is to try and play it in ignorance of the rules, and of one's basic nature as a player of games. It is futile to blame the universe for trapping one, for that will only trap you within it further. One became trapped by one's own ignorance. Recognize that and you can get out of the trap. Once trapped within a junior universe, the being takes on the characteristics of that universe, its behavior, and so on, and finds it next to impossible to recognize that he is in such a universe, or to reason outside the values and parameters of that universe. For example, a being in the universe of a material object would find it next to impossible to conceive of life as being of a spiritual nature. He would only see it as being within the confines of the object in which he is trapped, while remaining ignorant, unaware of the fact that he is trapped within the object. It would be futile to discuss spiritual matters with such a being, for he is no longer capable of grasping the subject under discussion. However, he would be able to converse intelligently on such subjects as impacts, having pieces chipped off one, etc., for these are all very real things in the junior universe of the object in which he resides. We can see, then, that entrapment in a junior universe can very easily prevent the basic package from erasing. Indeed, once the subject of junior goals packages has been resolved, it is the only thing that can prevent the erasure of the general to-know package, and the regaining of full freedom of choice regarding the physical universe and its parts. Thus, step 5c is the last step, and any future improvements can only be in the selection and mode of addressed to this subject of junior universes. However, we have an enormous latitude within which to act at level 5c, and any future improvements to the procedure can only be marginal. The subject of valences, used in the earlier practical section, is totally within the subject of junior universes. See glossary for definition of the term valence. A junior universe is addressed by the addition of a noun, representing the junior universe, to each of the legs of the basic package. This limits the basic package to the junior universe in question. It changes the basic package from a general tool, addressed to the whole of life and the physical universe, to a precision tool for the erasure of a junior universe. For example, by the addition of the word cats to the basic package, it permits the package to be limited to the universe of all cats. This limited goals package is erased in the usual manner. In the case of cats, it will be erased from the level of forced to know cats up to the level of cats forcing to know. The basic package in its limited form is addressed exactly as it is in its general form. No changes in the mode of address are permitted. Junior universes do not erase if you change the mode of address to the package. This rule is the same as the rule about addressing junior goals packages. In this universe, the particular is always within the general. For example, a particular cat named Snoozer is a junior universe within the junior universe of all cats. Within the junior universe of Snoozer the cat, we find the junior universes of Snoozer's fur, Snoozer's paws, etc. If a being is in a compulsive games condition with Snoozer's paws, then by an application of level 5C he can free himself from this junior universe. However, such a being would find it extremely difficult to erase the whole junior universe of Snoozer from his mind. For such a being to attempt to erase from their mind the class of all cats would be clearly impossible at their current level of ability. They would just be walking themselves into a failure. The correct route for them would be to first erase the universe of Snoozer's paws, then to erase the whole universe of Snoozer, and only then to embark upon the erasure of the whole class of cats. So the general rule governing the erasure of junior universes is, if a junior universe is difficult to erase, then select a junior universe within that universe to erase first. If you proceed in this manner, you will get there. To attempt to grind away at junior universes that are not readily erasing is not only a waste of therapy time, but is to walk yourself into failure. If a junior universe is not erasing, then it is too heavy for you right now. Get inside it and erase something you can handle easily. There is nothing else involved at the level of 5C. All other possible facets have been resolved in the earlier steps. If the junior universe is not erasing readily, then it's too heavy for you right now. So get off it, and work with something you can erase. Don't waste time hunting around for the reasons why of it. I've just given you the reason why it's too heavy for you right now. Junior universes, like junior goals packages, are selected on the basis of interest. No other assessment is required or indicated. If the junior universe interests you, it is erasable, eventually. However, you may have to get inside it first. In other words, it's possible to be interested in a junior universe that turns out to be a fair bit tougher to erase than you currently believe. Of course, you won't find this out until you try. So the following procedure is recommended. 1. Select your junior universe. 2. Formulate your goals package. 3. Run the goals package. If the junior universe erases, fine. Get off it at the point of erasure, return to the general basic package and renull that once more. Then, if the general basic package once more goes null before running to erasure, select a new junior universe. 4. If the junior universe doesn't easily erase, then leave it. Never grind away on a non-erasing package. Thoroughly run repair of importances. Then return to the general basic package and renull it. 5. Select a junior universe that is within the one you just failed with. 6. Do steps 2 and 3 on this universe. 7. If it doesn't erase readily, do step 4 on it. 8. If it erases readily, complete step 3, then return to the one you failed with earlier. 9. Continue this procedure until you have succeeded in erasing the universe you set out to erase in the first instance. Once you select a junior universe, you are going to erase it, eventually. Never leave a universe in failure. The moral is to pick easy ones at the outset. A quick and easy erasure is what you have your sights set on every time. That way you get there fastest. Nothing succeeds better than success. There are no medals being offered for bravery in the face of a tough junior universe. At first on level 5C there is nearly always a tendency for the being to bite off more than he can chew, so to speak. However, after a few tears and self-recriminations, you rapidly come to grips with your true strength, if you follow the above procedure. My best advice to anyone starting level 5C is to err on the side of cautiousness in the selection of your first junior universe. If you reckon you can handle all of Snoozer the cat, then set out to erase his whiskers. It's quicker in the long run. There is only one other factor to mention. This is the subject of overrunning the point of erasure. Here the being misses the point of erasure and goes on trying to erase a junior universe that has already erased. Clearly, you can never erase a junior universe that has already erased. But you can go on trying forever. I mean it. Don't fall into this trap, for it's very dull. When a junior universe erases, you always feel it go. Suddenly, flip. It's gone. The whole universe has vanished from your mind. Once it's happened to you, you'll recognize it. It's a unique experience. It gives the lie to those who say that once a so-called impression is made in the mind, it is there forever. They only say that because they haven't got the faintest idea how to go about erasing things. The point of erasure is the precise moment to leave the junior universe. Don't waste time trying to find out where it's gone to. It's gone. It's erased. It no longer exists in your mind. It's a good idea to run repair of importances at the moment of erasure, to fill the vacuum created by the vanishment of the mass. If you suspect that you've overrun, then do the following. 1. Ask yourself, has this universe erased? Am I overrunning? 2. Run repair of importances. 3. Repeat 1 and 2 until you are certain one way or the other. You can never discover overrun by continuing to try and erase the package. That is the wrong way to go about it. The correct way is steps 1, 2, 3 above. This data about overrun is general to all your therapy on these exercises, but it's mainly applicable to level 5 where erasure commonly occurs. The above 3 steps will pick up overrun, if it occurs, at any level of your therapy. The phenomena of overrun is always repaired by 1. Discovering that overrun has occurred. 2. Running repair of importances. These 2 things are sufficient and necessary to do the job. All else is superfluous. Is it possible to avoid overrun completely? Yes. There's no need for it to ever happen. The entire secret of avoiding overrun is to run sufficient repair of importances at all times, during your therapy. Then you won't miss the point of erasure, and you won't overrun. It's awfully simple. Overrun only occurs in a state of depleted repair of importance. Only then is it possible to miss the point of erasure, and go sailing on trying to do the impossible, trying to erase that which is already erased. Whatever the outcome of addressing a junior universe, the next step is always to return to the general basic package and renull it. You may never have to leave it again, and it will run straight on out to erasure. As with level 5b, the general basic package has the power to straighten out any difficulties you may get into while erasing junior universes. Learn to use it if and when you feel yourself being backed up into a corner while trying to erase junior universes. You can bail out at any time and repair the ravages with the basic general package. Junior goals packages, both life and non-life, are junior universes, and are therefore erasable at level 5c. One merely converts the verb of the package into a noun, then formulates the limited basic package just like for any other junior universe. However, non-life goals are within life goal packages, so the fastest way to erase them is to address and erase the life goals. It's an error at level 5c to spend a lot of time on non-life goals, simply because the time is better spent erasing the junior life goals. One junior life goal may contain 1,000 non-life goals within its package. Erase that and you've erased all its non-life goals too. Trust you get the message. An example is the goal to eat. The noun form of the verb to eat is eating. Thus, eating becomes the subject matter of this junior universe. Erase this junior universe and you've erased all the non-life goals with the to eat package. These include such things as vomiting, poison, and a host of others. Work with the life goals at level 5c and you get there fastest. The junior universes of junior goals contain very little mass, or substance, in themselves. All the mass is in the junior goals package at level 5b, and are entirely concepts. Therefore, you will find that you will need to run a lot of repair of importances to erase them successfully. They should not be attempted early on. You do much better early on addressing junior universes that contain visible mass. For example, Snoozer the cat is a thing of substance. He is not just an idea, or concept. Of course, before a junior goal can be addressed at level 5c, its package must be collapsed or erased at level 5b. To attempt to address it at level 5c while the junior goals package is still alive in its own right is merely to court failure. The junior universe will just never erase. Level 5c is not a substitute for level 5b. Nevertheless, the final erasure of any junior goals package or concept from the mind is achievable at level 5c. Indeed, it's not until level 5c is reached that such a total erasure can even be contemplated. When we address a goals package at level 5b, we are erasing or collapsing the goal as a method of achieving the legs of the basic package. At level 5c we are erasing the subject matter of the goal as something that can be known, etc. There is a difference. For example, a person may have a compulsion to eat. Only after this compulsion has been resolved is it possible to erase the whole subject of eating from the mind, and to return to the being his full freedom of choice in the matter. We only address junior universes in order to permit the general form of the basic package to be run gainfully. Indeed, the whole purpose of levels 5b and 5c is to achieve this state of affairs. Levels 5b and 5c are only to permit level 5a to run, to permit the general basic package to run to erasure. 5b and 5c are only means to this end. Neither of them are an end in themselves. You came into this universe on the general basic package, and you can only go out of this universe on that same package. All else are methods of getting the job done. Before going on to give you a list of junior universes, I'd like to mention a specific application of this technology at level 5. Mankind has always been bothered by the subject of sex. It's essentially a bodily function for the purpose of reproducing the body which, as everyone knows, does not live forever. People also eat and breathe. Yet people are generally more bothered with this subject of sex than they are with the subjects of eating and breathing. Why? Whole libraries of books have been written on this subject. Freud based a whole psychotherapy upon it. Yet all have seemingly missed the obvious fact, a fact which only becomes clear when the subject of sex is addressed in the light of logic, and what we know about games. To illustrate this matter, I'd like to tell you a story. Back in the Middle Ages there was once a very small and isolated town in Spain. The town was a complete kingdom, and had little contact with the outside world. One morning the king, who was always clean-shaven and immaculately dressed, got fed up with seeing the men of the town walking around wearing scruffy beards. So he promptly issued an edict, which was pinned up in the town square. The edict stated, henceforth, all the men of this town, on pain of death, will be clean-shaven. All those, and only those who don't shave themselves will be shaved by the town barber. That afternoon the town barber read the edict, and promptly went insane. Why? Because he couldn't obey the edict. If he shaved himself he would be being shaved by the town barber, and the edict stated that only those who don't shave themselves will be shaved by the town barber. And if he didn't shave himself he would have to be shaved by the town barber himself. So he went insane. Fortunately, the story has a happy ending, for the king, upon hearing what had happened to the town barber, issued a special royal dispensation permitting him to both shave himself and be shaved by the town barber. The barber immediately regained his sanity, returned to his, by now, overflowing barber shop, and resumed his occupation. Those of you who are familiar with the subject of logical paradoxes will recognize the famous paradox of the barber of Seville in the above. But what has this got to do with why mankind is endlessly bothered by the subject of sex? Everything. If the human body were hermaphrodite, bisexual, man would have no sexual problems. His body would merely reproduce itself from time to time, and that would be an end to it. But the human body is not hermaphrodite. It comes in two genders, male and female. Thus, there are two junior universes called masculinity and femininity. And that is where the fun and games, and the problems, start. The spiritual being, upon assuming a body, is placed in an either/or situation. He can either be male, or be female. He is like the unfortunate barber in the story. He cannot easily be both male and female. The full freedom of choice between male and female is one or other of the following classes: 1. Both male and female. 2. Male but not female. 3. Female but not male. 4. Neither male nor female. This exhausts all the possibilities. But the gender of his body tends to fix him in either class 2 or class 3. Classes 1 and 4 are not readily available to him. While as a male, he cannot easily understand a female, while as a female, she cannot easily understand a male. Logically speaking, the classes of male and female in humans are disjunctive. It's an either/or situation. And this is the root cause of mankind's sexual difficulties. As a male, he soon starts to get opposed to females, and vice versa. Very soon his is in a terrible state on the subject, for the two genders are not intrinsically in opposition to each other. you end up with a classic case of cross-packaging. We find the male desperately asserting his masculinity, while heavily suppressing any feminine characteristics in his personality, and vice versa for the female. The whole subject soon takes on the quality of a nightmare, and becomes one big unsolvable problem. And it stays this way until the being regains his full freedom of choice to occupy, at will, any one of the 4 classes available to him on the subject. The barber in the story only became sane when he could both shave himself and be shaved by the barber. Spiritual beings running bodies with 2 genders only become sane on the subject when their full freedom of choice regarding the 4 possible classes are restored to them. And that, in a nutshell, is the cause of mankind's sexual difficulties. His body gender restricts his freedom of choice in the matter, until even his very sanity can become lost. There's nothing else involved. You cannot only be a male and not a female, or a female and not a male, and be sane on the subject of sex. There is also the class of being both a male and a female, and the class of being neither a male nor a female. These classes, being resisted, must sooner or later catch up with you and overwhelm you. Sanity lies in the direction of being able to occupy any one of the 4 classes at will. Only in this way can the compulsive games condition that sex becomes be resolved. The full resolution of sexual difficulties cannot be attained until level 5 is reached. Levels 1 to 4 can bring relief, but never full erasure. The steps for a full resolution at level 5 are: 1. The erasing or collapsing of the 2 sex goals package at level 5B. 2. The erasure of the junior universes of masculinity and femininity at level 5C. The achievement of this step may, or may not, involve the erasure of the junior universes of male bodies and female bodies, and of sex as a sensation. Thousands of books have been written on the subject of sex. I thought it might be useful to fill a page telling you how the subject can be erased once and for all as a specific application of our level 5 technology. Sex is a classic example of a compulsive games condition. The compulsive games player is always trying to convince you that you must either be for him or against him. In sex, this becomes being either a male or a female, with one opposed to the other. Yet they are not opposed, as any person who has been in love with a member of the opposite sex can tell you. There are many examples of this restricted freedom of choice that comes about by reason of games played to be found in life, but none of them match sex for the sheer hell that can result when that game really begins to charge up. Our insane asylums are full of its victims. And this is how you take it apart. Once resolved, you are only left with the sexual desires of your body. These are quite placid, and satisfying them is no more onerous than satisfying its needs on the subject of food and drink. When you do so, your body purrs like a great big pussy cat. The body, regardless of its gender, has desires on the subject of sexing and being sexed. This may come as a surprise to those who have yet to erase the 2-sex package, but it's well known in Freudian psychoanalytic theory. They just never had an effective means of resolving the compulsive games condition. That is all. While the subject of sex is highly charged, the being enforces his own peculiar games compulsions upon his body. This, in extreme cases, can lead to its demise. The body is always much healthier when its lord and master is no longer in a compulsive games condition on the subject of sex. Any list of junior universes is, of course, a list of every class of things and ideas to be found in the universe. Such a list is only useful if compiled in a rough sequence of increasing difficulty of erasure. even allowing for the differences between beings on this planet at this time, the following list will be found useful. Mothers, fathers, relations, friends, associates, clothes, food, excreta, body parts, male bodies, female bodies, baby bodies, pets, animals, birds, fishes, insects, bacteria, plants, robot bodies, machines, valuable masses, important masses, large masses, energy sources, energy, gases, emotions, sensations, time, space, games, death, spirits, gods, life. The junior universes of the main life goals are knowing, creating, loving, admiring, enhancing, helping, feeling, controlling, owning, having, eating, sex plus masculinity and femininity. Some common non-life goal junior universes that may need address are degradation, blame, destruction, drugging. There are a number of general life concepts that also may need address. They include freedom, honor, courage, beauty, truth, etc. Again, I would remind you that junior universes are only selected on the basis of interest. Interest takes precedence over all other methods of selection. If a junior universe interests you at level 5C, then it is erasable by you, eventually. However, you may first have to erase junior universes within that universe. Take things steadily on level 5C. Far better a series of easy erasures than to grind away at a junior universe that is too heavy for you right now. Always return to the general basic package after addressing a junior universe, regardless of the outcome. One day you will return to the general basic package and it will run out to erasure. The job is then done. Those who read this work and, resisting the temptation to sit around and talk about it forever, actually do the exercises and discover that they work just as described, may care to mention the fact to others including their children. Then if we so desire, and if we work at it, we will be able to create a civilization on this planet of which we can be truly proud. The choice is ours. Dennis H. Stephens, Mosman, NSW, Australia, September 1979.